Coverage of the Suzuki International Series is brought to you by Suzuki. The first round the houses race in Wanganui involving the cemetery circuit we know now took place in 1951. 72 years on and the world is a completely different place. Back in the day, overweight people were a rarity and all the men wore hats. One thing that hasn't changed too much is the basic cemetery circuit layout. Suzuki's involvement started with the Coleman family and continues to this day. Suzuki's first significant victory at the cemetery circuit came thanks to Ron Grant on his TR500 in 1969. What followed was a tidal wave of victories for some of the best Suzuki riders in the world and all the local fast men. Names like Dale Wiley, Pat Hennon, Dave Hiscock, Stu Avant, Bob Toomey, the great Robert Holden, Craig Sheriffs, Brian Bernard, Robbie Dean and of course Andrew Stroud. The list goes on and on. In 2008, the Suzuki International Series was introduced with the cemetery circuit, the third and final round. Suzuki is still a huge part of New Zealand motorcycling and the city of Wanganui itself. Round one of the three-round Suzuki International Series kicked off at the Taupo Motorsport Park, and in the F2 600s, a packing order was soon established, involving the returning Shane Richardson, NZSBK runner-up Rogan Chandler, and New Zealand's next road racing superstar, just back from another successful campaign in Europe, Invercargill's #1, Cormac Buchanan.
Yeah, well, this season I was racing in the Junior GP World Championship as well as the Rebel Moto GP Rookies Cup in Europe, so that's been an amazing experience this year. It was my first season in the Junior GP Championship and we ended up second rookie overall, so yeah, no, real happy.
So I noticed you're running two classes again this season, the 300 and the 600. What was the decision there?
Well, yeah, you know, obviously running the 600, we want to defend the title, and you know, 300 is just a bit more track time, just to, you know, be a bit more familiar with the tracks because it's been a while since I've been on them, so yeah.
Shane Richardson proved he had lost none of his speed, immediately at home on the KMD Kawasaki.
You're back here, you've slung a leg over the Kawasaki and it's all come back?
Yeah, for the most part, you know, we had a really productive day yesterday, kind of making the bike a bit more suited to myself. I would honestly say I'm over the moon with my pace so far after one day of riding. You know, Cormac and Rogan and the boys, they're on form and I definitely feel like I'm playing a bit of catch up, but yeah, I couldn't be happier with how quickly it has come back, to be honest with you.
Rogan Chandler was happy with his Suzuki machine and his performance on the drier Saturday's racing, and it showed.
Everything seems good, you know, we're on pace with Cormac and Shane, and obviously, you know, they've come from overseas, so they're super experienced and have been riding all year, so I've got my work cut out for me, but I'm close enough, and that's all we can, you know, hope for. No, I feel really good to go. We've been riding a lot, and I broke my rib recently, so they've been trying to recover from that, and that's taken a lot longer than I thought, but other than a few injuries, I'm pretty much ready to go.
Developing a new bike in a championship series is never ideal, but this is what Luca Durning was doing with his new Ducati mount.
Luca, just come in from qualifying, you happy?
Yeah, very happy with that. Went the quickest I've been around here so far, even though it's my home track, on a new bike especially, so I'm really happy with that. Although I would have liked to have gone slightly quicker, you know, close the gap between the guys in front. But fifth place, pretty happy with that.
Another bike still in development was the Helicraft Racing Joe's Garage MV Augusta of Jesse Stroud.
Yeah, everyone's really helpful, and each rod on the team got the bike set up exactly how, like, everything I've asked them, oh, here, we'll do this for you, and it just makes it so much easier. And yeah, Dad just had so much knowledge from all the years of racing he's done, so good.
A crash in round one's race one would seal the championship fate of Rogan Chandler. Points were scarce. And this, at the round two at Manfield, nearly did the same for Cormac Buchanan. So we're about set to go for race number two, including the New Zealand TT title, as we zoom in there on Jesse Stroud. Don't look for him on the MV Augusta, though. He's riding a Suzuki, bike number 85 as they get underway. Watch for number S, that is Shane Richardson. Good start too from the 43 there as well. as they work their way into the Auto Super Shops Tower, turn number 1. And once again, it is the two protagonists out in the front, and Shane Richardson on the KMD Kawasaki. Letter S leads it through. 15, Rogan Chandler on the Top Cat Roofing, Suzuki New Zealand, Ray Klee Motorcycles, Suzuki GSXR 600 in second place. And a great start for Luca Durning on the Ducati. That's him up in third place, bike number 12, as they come down the versatile home and Builders Straight and into the Robert Holden for the first of 8 times. Taking the high-speed drone action as they work their way through the trade zone turn and into the Kiwi Insurance Straight through the main freight curves and out onto the Bridgestone overbridge. 1 lap in the books, and it's Richardson in the front. 49 dead in race number 1, so they're threatening the race record here. Conditions are absolutely perfect at the Cemetery Circuit for the 2023 running of this very, very prestigious race. Been in inception since 1951. Dean Hollier that day won it. 2 races to denote the feature events, and he won both of them. It was a long, long time ago, 72 odd years ago. Pretty much an untroubled run for the Cemetery Circuit, pretty much an untroubled run for Shane Richardson at the moment. But this one, the very prestigious Tourist Trophy title, first competed for back in 1931 in, get this, Waiheke Island. That's right, they travelled overseas to race the TT title in Auckland back in the 30s. So across the stripe they come once again, the Marshall Motorcycle start-finish line. You're on board here with Shane Richardson looking out the back of his Kawasaki 600 and into the face of number 15, and that is Rogan Chandler. Third place, the last time we looked at was Luca Durning on the Ducati, and rearing up in fourth was the 99, and that was Morgan McLaren Wood on the Brian Bernard Racing Suzuki. McLaren Wood looking to head up overseas again at the end of the New Zealand season to compete in the support classes of the British Superbike Championships. That's where Shane Richardson wants to find a home when he goes back to the UK at the end of the year as well. Right now, though, he's got a tiger on his tail in the form of Rogan Chandler, and these two, as they have done in rounds 1 and round 2 of the Suzuki International Series, have cleared out. On board here with Luca Durning on the Ducati, currently sitting in third place as he makes his way down the front straight here, past the big crowds at Wanganui. Always get big crowds here at Boxing Day. The weather plays its part as well. Oh, Luca Durning just off the pace a little bit there, and that's going to give incentive to the man we ride with now, and that is Morgan McLaren Wood. Ex-66 Motorsport Suzuki rider, still on a Suzuki, and still turning heads. This relatively young man really came into his own at the Suzuki International Series last year and has gone from strength to strength since then, heading down Heads Road, the versatile Homes and Builders Straight, into the Robert Holden turn, trade zone, bring it to you, and have done for the last 20 years, and into the second of the trade zone curves they go now. So the Kiwi Insurance Straight through the main freight curves and out onto the Bridgestone overbridge. We do virtually a whole lap, 1 mile in the old language, 1.6 kilometres in the new currency. So it's a virtual sprint. You can see there that Morgan McLaren Wood getting a little bit closer. On board here with Jesse Stroud, not on the MV Augusta, but on the Suzuki there. Still some development work to go with the MV Augusta. Jesse concentrating on the New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championships, which continues in Christchurch in just a few days' time. So it's a busy calendar for the motorcycling public of New Zealand as the summer of motorcycle racing really kicks off with the Suzuki International Series. Under the Emmett's Bridge City Box Containers Pedestrian Bridge goes Jesse Stroud as he heads up Heads Road. This is the battle for third and fourth, and it's starting to tighten up. Luca Durning, the Wanganui boy, on the Ducati. Back on board here with Jesse Stroud, currently sitting in 5th place. There is the race leader out onto Taupo Key once again, the sharp as line haul straight. Through the Suzuki crossing he goes. If anything, starting to pull away just a little bit from Rogan Chandler. And they know that Rogan Chandler's team was very happy with his pace in the first race, so it must be really on here in the TT. IPONE, 100% motorcycling, bringing you this one, the second 600 race. Oh, and a bit of a miscue there for Rogan Chandler, just overshot the Robert Holden turn, and if any incentive was needed from Shane Richardson, he got it there as he extends his race lead. This is the battle for third and fourth. That's Luca Durning you're watching from the bike of Morgan McLaren Wood. And it's getting close as they head over the Bridgestone overbridge once again. race leader down the front straight. White flag out for Shane Richardson. Already starting to get in amongst the lap traffic there. Jacob Pearce about to be lapped as they work their way through the Suzuki crossing and down the Versatile Homes and Builders straight into the Robert Holden turn for the last time. On board here with Shane Richardson looking out the back of his Kawasaki. Here is the battle for second and third now. Is Morgan McLaren Wood going to make a challenge here on Luca Durning? Under the brakes they go for Robert Holden. Down the inside goes the Suzuki of Morgan McLaren Wood. Can he make it stick because Durning comes straight back at him? Meantime, checkered flag comes out and Shane Richardson makes it 2 for 2 in the IPONE 100% motorcycling F2 600s. In second place it will be number 15, and that was Rogan Chandler. And in third place it's Morgan McLaren Wood.
Yeah, happy as, honestly. It's today's been really good. You know, haven't had to push too hard, just to let it come to me, and thankfully the speed's come, and you know, it's been enough. So I'm really happy. You know, well done to Rogan for keeping the pressure on me and the whole championship, and also massive well done to Cormac as well on the championship win. You know, being able to do it in 2 out of 3 rounds is pretty impressive. So no, I've loved being on track with him as well, and wishing him all the best for his future ventures over in the Junior GP.
Plenty of action still to come from the Cemetery Circuit right after the break. Welcome back to the Cemetery Circuit. It is the third and final round of the Suzuki International Series, and on the line now the Ignition Motor Group Classic Sidecars. And the rig to watch for number 244, that's Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop on the BMW, and watch too for the other quick BMW in the field, and that is 555, and that's Mark Smith, and it was to be Tina McEwen, but in fact Isaac Taylor is having his first swing on the Beamer, and it is Smith that goes into the front. In fact, BMW is running 1-2 at the moment as they head out onto the Sharp As Line Hall Straight for the first of 8 times. Now, Sidecars first made their appearance at the Cemetery Circuit back in the 1953-54 season, and it was a one-shot deal. It was a New Zealand Championship round, and they've been popular ever since. So Mark Smith in the front on the Beamer. Fastest qualifier though was Bruce Roberts, also BMW mounted on the 244. That's him in second place now as we look at it. And Arlen Roberts and Mike Dowman through in third on the 241 by the look of it. So over the Bridgestone overbridge they come, and things getting a little bit heated at the front of the field as Bruce Roberts gets a little bit closer as they head down into the Auto Super Shops turn 1. And down the short chute, the Auto Super Shops straight gets closer still as they head down onto the Sharp As Line Hall Straight for the second time. And you can virtually reach out and touch. That's how close Roberts is to the race leader at the moment, and that is Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor. And as I said, Isaac Taylor, brand new to the sidecars, brand new to swinging. And here's a replacement for Tina McEwen. And look at this, 244 looking really racy as they come down to Robert Holden. He's going to get the spot. He does. He outbreaks Mark Smith. And it is Bruce Roberts that goes into the lead as they head down into the second of the trade zone turns and out onto the main freight curves. So it's a BMW, but it's not the one that got the whole shot. It's the 244 of Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop. Kendall Dunlop doing double duty. You'll see her out here with Spike Taylor in the F1 sidecars, and that'll be coming up a little bit later on. Here comes the challenge, though, from Mark Smith. This time he thinks to himself, anything you can do, I can do better, and he dives down the inside as they go down into the short chute once again. So in 2 laps, we've had 2 leader changes, and it's not done with yet because lurking in the background is Arlen Roberts and Mike Dowman. They're in the hunt as well. Across the railway lines and through the Suzuki crossing they go. Classic Sidecars brought to you by the Ignition Motor Group here in Wanganui, and it's as close as you like, and these three have split the difference and they've cleared right out. Bit of defensive riding coming there from Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor as they shut the door on Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop. That's the battle for first and second, and looks like third might have changed now as well, because I think now that Arlen Roberts and Michael Dowman has got into second place, they are being chased all the way by a high-speed drone as they head over the Bridgestone overbridge once again, and that's exactly what's happening. So it is Arlen Roberts and Mike Dowman in second place. BMWs 1, 2 and 3 in the classic chairs here at Wanganui. Just drifting off the pace just a hair there is Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop. They do carry a lot of speed though as they head down onto the Sharp As Line Hall straight once again, and now they are challenging for second. So Arlen Roberts and Mike Dowman on the BMW 90S powered sidecar. They've got all they can handle at the moment as they head through the Hedge Road Cemetery, where the circuit gets its name, down the Versatile Homes and Builders Straight into the Robert Holden turn. They come once again, and look at the power down that we're seeing here from Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop, and they go round the outside of Roberts and Dowman and back into second place. Well, they're changing the lead every lap here in the Ignition Motor Group Classic Sidecars. It's still, though, the 555 of Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor in the front. And if anything, they're just starting to pull away. Here comes a challenge once again, though, from Arlen Roberts and Mike Dowman, the Wanganui pairing, also BMW mounted. And once again, terrific speed carried right through the Sharp As Line Hall turn 2 out onto Taupo Key. And that pays at the Suzuki crossing, because now Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop are right there, and they're ready to challenge again. Are they going to do it under brakes as they head through and onto Hedge Road once again, under the Emmett City Box Containers Pedestrian Bridge, down the Versatile Homes and Builders Straight? Are we going to see a challenge for the lead? Not close enough. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Down the inside comes Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop, and they go back into the front. The high-speed drone chases them as they head towards the Bridgestone overbridge once again. And the new race leaders are Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop. Bruce Roberts doing the job as the driver. Kendall Dunlop getting as aerodynamic as possible as the swinger. And here comes the challenge from Mark Smith, and he gets it done. Smith goes back into the front as they work their way through the Auto Super Shops Tower 1 turn. Oh, they just about touch as they work their way out onto the Sharp As Line Hall straight. What an exciting race we're getting from the oldest class in the book. Some of these races from the 70s, the rigs from the 70s anyway. Oh, and they're just about a miscue and just about a coming together there from Mark Smith and also Bruce Roberts. Roberts picks it up again. This time they tried on the outside. Got him covered though, I think, as Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor. But once again, Roberts has to look to the back, because here comes the challenge from Arlen Roberts and Michael Dowman. Oh, and a problem there for the 244. It's a man that was in second place. Looks like maybe a brake issue or a gearbox issue. They're out of competition now, and that means that Mark Smith can breathe again. Or can he? Because right in behind him is the 241 of Arlen Roberts and Michael Dowman. Lap still to run. Who's going to call it? Who's going to win this race? It's been so close right the way through. What's going to happen this time round? Playing it safe, riding defensively is Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor. They've got a healthy advantage, the healthiest advantage they've had right throughout this whole race. Such has been the close competition. So now it's Arlen Roberts and Michael Dowman in second. Remember, we lost the 244 of Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop on the previous lap. So some of the fizzle, some of the snap, crackle and pop has gone out of it, but certainly not for Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor. They're in the front, heading toward the checkered flag. There is the stricken sight of Bruce Roberts and Kendall Dunlop. This is bike number 68. This is Keith Sinclair and Megan Hoskins on the Harley-Davidson powered rig. They're in danger of being lapped as the checkered flag comes out, and it's a fine win for Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor on the BMW. BMWs are going to fill the first two spots because Arlen Roberts and Michael Dowman are going to come second in the BMW R90S, and in third place it'll be the 35, and that's Glenn and Jan Spencer on yet another BMW. And that's the way the judges saw it as well. So Mark Smith and Isaac Taylor draw first blood in the Ignition Motor Group Classic Sidecars.
Congrats, mate. That was a good scrap.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going very well into this meeting. I was sort of, and to get fourth on the grid, but we got a blinder of a start. And this guy has never been on the bike before, although that's my story the whole of this year. I still run the championship, so yes.
Well, you're doing well, Tina.
Yeah, just holding on and looking pretty, that's all.
Hey.
We'll take a break from the Cemetery Circuit. Still far more to come from the Suzuki International Series. Welcome back to the Suzuki International Series and our coverage of the Cemetery Circuit. With the addition of the UK's Davey Todd into the Supermoto ranks, it meant there was finally someone who could take the fight to New Zealand #1 Richie Dibbon, and that's exactly what he did.
Richie messaged me only a week or so ago before I came out here, and he said, "I heard you're riding a Superbike out here for M1 Motorsport. Do you fancy riding a Supermoto as well? Because back in the UK, I've raced raced with Richie racing Supermoto quite a lot of years ago, but and I seized the opportunity. I said, yeah, absolutely, I'd love to. So he said, sweet, no problem, I'll throw you a bike together. So we're on matching bikes out there, and it'll definitely be a great battle this afternoon with him on the motards for sure.
Richie, you're the defending Supermoto champion here, but you've made a bit of a rod for your own back because you brought Davey Todd over and you've given him a bike.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good to have someone like Davey over here riding that and have a bit of competition for myself. And yeah, I mean, we had the first races before and had a good battle, so hopefully it's like that for the rest of the series, and yeah, it'll be good fun.
Jump from a lot of different bikes, ride a lot of different bikes. I come from off-road and motocross, rode a lot of Supermoto, and when I'm racing at the races like the Isle of Man TT, you've got 3 to 4 bikes at the TT with you, and you have to literally come in during practice, jump off a 1000cc Superbike with 240 horsepower and jump on a little 600cc machine. You got to adjust pretty quickly, so yeah, it's not too bad.
I guess you'd like to defend the #1 plate on the Supermoto.
Yeah, no, it would be good. It would be good. So yeah, we'll see how the series go in that. So yeah, hopefully have a good battle at Manfield, and again at Wanganui. I'm sure will be good fun there.
In the reign of Taupo's round 1, the racing was close, with Todd coming out on top. The 2 Suzuki pilots swapping paint and places in both wet Sunday races. With a single-point advantage going into round 2 at Manfield, the racing would be intense. Unfortunately, a small miscue by the Englishman and the resulting crash would see Davey Todd hand Richie Dibbon a big points advantage going into the 3rd and final round. Well, the Supermotos have always been exciting here at the Cemetery Circuit, and I see no difference this year with the inclusion of Davey Todd. Making his first appearance in the series, New Plymouth's Mitch Rowe.
Mitch Rowe, I knew we'd see you here at Wanganui. What is it about this race that makes it special?
Yeah, just a street race, always more exciting on our bikes, Supermoto bikes. Yeah, a lot tighter, yeah, a lot better, so it's good fun. Yeah, Supermoto bikes are designed for street racing, really.
Rowe's bike racing career started in motocross, and now 40 plus years on is still in it and still a champion on the dirt.
Yeah, about 40 years racing motocross and that, but I did the first Cemetery Circuit in '95 with Robert Holden rode here the same year, so I've done this a bit too. Yep.
I asked him, among other things, what's the secret to being fast at Wanganui?
Just keeping your momentum, really, and corner speed. But yeah, I'm getting a bit old now, so I hesitate a fraction. So yeah.
So this is the second and final race for the Bike Talk of Taumarunui Supermotos, and you've got to know the backstory because Richie Dibbon had a mechanical issue in race #1. He still finished the event, but then, of course, there was the thrash to get the bike back and going again. He's in the field, but he hasn't got the very best of the starts. That's gone to bike number D, and that is Davey Todd from Sunturn in the UK. And we've seen in the previous 2 rounds that these two will go at it like there's absolutely no tomorrow. In the back of Richie Dibbon's mind is probably the spectre of have I fixed the machine, because it certainly cost him maximum points in race number 1. At the end of this, they'll be handing out the red plate again with the big number 1 on it, and Richie Dibbon would love to have that. And at the moment, he's chasing down his good mate and arch rival here in the Suzuki International Series, and that is Davey Todd. You ride here with Dibbon as he tries to put the moves on Todd as they work their way over the Bridgestone overbridge for the first of 8 times. So not a lot in it as they cross the Marshall Motorcycle start-finish line and head down into the Auto Super Shops Turn 1. Down the short chute they go. Auto Super Shops of Tower bring it to you out onto the Sharpaz line hall Turn 2, and then onto the fastest part of the circuit. And Richie Dibbon once again trying to get a little bit closer to Davey Todd. Davey Todd, no stranger to motocross or to supermotos. In fact, he's recently just competed in one of the biggest supermoto races in Belgium. So he's red hot on the RM450 Suzuki. And the acid really coming on now from Dibbon. How close do you want to get as they work their way up into the trade zone turn? Past Toyota they go, heading down towards the main freight curves and out onto the Bridgestone Bridge once again. Todd holding on to it, but Dibbon really poised to challenge as they head down the front straight, the TS Motorcycle straight, and into the Auto Super Shops Turn 1 once again. A little bit sideways there under brakes for Davey Todd, and that allows Dibbon to get just a little bit closer. Now he's got a good drive coming down the short chute. He's probably not close enough to pounce yet, but as they come out onto the Sharpaz line haul straight, Taupo Key, it's anybody's race. Richie Dibbon trying to chase down Letter D on a bike he prepared. In fact, he prepared both of them. The championship winning bike of last season, the number 1, and the Letter D, the RM Suzuki's, ruling the roost in the Bike Talk Supermotos. Here comes the pass. Well, it was a little bit ambitious to try and get round the outside, and he couldn't get it done. So through the second of the trade zone turns, he once again snuggles up to the rear tyre of Davey Todd, but he can't make the pass work. Todd's in command of this one. 8 laps and it all happens quickly. Now the move on the outside as they come down the TSS Motorcycle straight and into the Auto Super Shops turn, and we got a new race leader, and it's the defending Supermoto New Zealand champion, and that is Richie Dibbon. And already he's put a bit of daylight between himself and Davey Todd. Racing slightly different lines, and maybe that was just holding the progress of Dibbon, but now he's got a little bit of clear track. Tyler Lincoln back in 3rd place once again on the Husqvarna. We ride here with Davey Todd, now the hunter as opposed to the hunted the lap before. It all changes quickly here at Wanganui. Race leader Richie Dibbon heads through the trade zone corner, through the main freight curves and up over the Bridgestone overbridge he comes once again. Now he's got probably a significant lead as they come over the top across the Marshall Motorcycles start-finish line and into the TSS Motorcycle straight they go. There is number 167, better known as a classics rider. This is Tyler Lincoln from Havelock North on the Husqvarna. The bike's made out of Sweden, well, in fact, they're made out of Austria these days because Husqvarna, Gas and KTM pretty much have the same DNA. There is the 167. In behind him, it looks like it would be Roger Bland by the look of it on the 822. And behind Bland, I think we've got the 007. Not James Bond, but Mitch Rowe. So Lincoln, a pretty lonely race in 3rd place as he works his way through the trade zone Robert Holden turn and out onto the trade zone corner and down towards the main freight curves. They're on board here with Mitch Rowe, trying to chase down Roger Bland. Roger Bland has a sneaky look behind him, and we can tell him knocking on the door, rubbing the knobby on the knobby. Well, it would be if it was motocross, but rubbing the road race tyre on the road race tyre is Mitch Rowe. You ride with Mitch Rowe as they get up to terminal velocity, heading down into the Auto Super Shops of Tawa, turn number 1. Rowe gets a little bit closer. In the back of the shot there, watch too for the KTM of Mike Kyle. He's in this one as well. And not too far off that battle would be number 35, and that's Will Young on yet another Husqvarna. Through the Suzuki crossing they go, heading towards the Emmett City Box Containers pedestrian bridge. Mitch Rowe gets a little bit closer now on the 822, another Suzuki in the field, and that is Roger Bland. Bland cautiously cuts the apex as they head through Robert Holden. Nothing Mitch Rowe can do about it for the moment. Recently just completed in the New Zealand Motocross Championships, the Age Group Championship, took out the 60 years title, did the 007 of Mitch Rowe. And while these two are battling, it means that Mike Kyle's getting a little bit closer on the KTM. Meantime, at the front of the field, nothing but clear track behind him now, so he's asserted his dominance, has Richie Dibbon. The DS Moto RM450Z Suzuki started life as a motocross machine, but for a long, long time it's been the office for Richie Dibbon, and he has been untouchable in Supermoto competition in New Zealand for years and years and years. Picked up the New Zealand title last year when it was first run for here in the Suzuki International Series, and he is going to defend that title in 2023. Cross the stripe he goes, and Richie Dibbon puts another win in the book for Suzuki here at the Cemetery Circuit. Second place with the victory wheelie will be Davey Todd on yet another Suzuki, and in third place it will be Tyler Lincoln on the wheel-standing Husqvarna. Richie Dibbon, congratulations, another New Zealand title for the popular man from Wanganui. He wins in fine style. Dibbon gets the #1 plate for another season. In second place it is Davey Todd, and in third place it's Tyler Lincoln.
It was a good race, and that with Davey there for a bit until obviously his brake lost his front brake, so that was good fun to battle with someone.
Yeah, nice having some good competition. Finally someone that can keep up with you.
Yeah, no, it was good actually, sort of following him and trying to get round him and that, and yeah, he was obviously pushing along more in that one than the first one as well, so no, it was good fun.
The action hardly ever stops here at the Cemetery Circuit. It's round 3 of the Suzuki International Series. Welcome back to Wanganui and the infamous Cemetery Circuit for 2023. This is probably the biggest field of riders in the day here at Wanganui. This is the Q West Boat Builders Formula Sports. Watch for number 33. This is Sloane Chopper Frost on the Hayabusa Suzuki, and going with him by the look of it is the 99, and that is Jeff Crute on the 600cc Honda. In fact, there's a big queue lining up behind Chopper. Sloane Frost out of Wellington. These days probably more concentrating on his son Nixon's motorcycling career, but riding the big Hayabusa, the bus as it's known. Won race #1 quite comfortably, and already starting to pull away in race #2. Sloane Chopper Frost, past New Zealand Superbike road racing champion of New Zealand, past Suzuki Series International champion of New Zealand as well. Got his start like so many road racers do these days through motocross. Had a bit of a break, and as I said, still concentrates on his son Nixon's motorcycling career. His career just starting. Sloane's is winding down, but not enough to say no when Suzuki said, would you like to ride the bus, the Hayabusa in the Suzuki International Series? Bike number 33, no hesitation at all. Sloane said yes. They've developed this bike. They had trouble getting brakes on it in rounds 1 and 2, but it's here and making a statement in round 3 here at the Cemetery. Second place is the 99 of Jeff Crute, and that's more of a giant killing performance because he's riding a 600 machine. Q West Boat Builders bring it to you. It's Formula Sport Wanganui, junior and senior. Once again, if it's under 600 cc's, it's a junior competitor. If it's over 600 cc's, it's a senior. The 1300 cc Hayabusa ruling the roost here at the moment. Heading towards half distance, there is the battle for second. Crute in second place at the moment. Then it looks like it's Stephen Bridge on the Ducati. Going with him looks to be the number 13, and that is Jeff Rogerson on a BMW, and it's another BMW in the mix as well. As we zoom in on close on the 99, and that is Jeff Crute. Crute did an amazing job in rounds 1 and round 2 as well, and he would be leading the junior competition. Getting racing there is Jeff Rogerson on the BMW 1000 RRR. He moves up a spot. As I said, Sloane Frost may be out in the front, but they're queuing up behind him. Jeff Crute's got a little bit of clear track in second place, but then it's Rogerson, and then I think we'd go back to the 15 of John Oliver, also BMW mounted, and then it would be the 222, and that's Shannon Dello on the Suzuki 1000. That's the look of them as they head through the Auto Super Shops of Tawa, turn number 1. Rogerson coming under some attack now from Jason Bardell. Also on the BMW, that's Bardell on the 49. Rogerson just in front of him. Then we go back to Stephen Bridge, long-time supporter of the Ducati marque, the F1 Engineering sponsored machine. Here is Kroot coming through the Versatile Homes and Builders Straight. This is the battle we're concentrating on though. 13, Rogerson back into front. 49, Bardell slips in behind him. Dello there as well, so too Stephen Bridge, and these two you could throw a blanket over them as they work through, and just coming into the fight too, Mark Penny, who has been an absolute champion here at the Formula Sport in the past, so watch for him. In fact, he was the fastest qualifier by 0.2 of a second. Didn't get a very good start, and he's made up for it now as the laps wind down. 49, Bardell now leading Rogerson. Then we go back to Bridge, then we go back to Penny. That's the order for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Second place still Jeff Kroot, way out in front. Oh, and a near miss there, just about climbed into the hospitality at Suzuki headquarters there, but manages to get it under control as they head down and under the Emmett's City Box Containers pedestrian bridge. Gap starting to appear as the laps wind down here in this chase, but it is still the 49 of Bardell. Got maybe in a points paying advantage there from Rogerson. That's the battle of the minors. There's Bardell, there's Rogerson. Just in behind him, that's Bridge. Still in the hunt there on the 87 machine is Mark Penny. Remember, the race leader is Sloane Chopper Frost out of Wellington. On the TSCS motorcycles, Suzuki Hayabusa. This is the battle for the minors. There is the Ducati of Stephen Bridge. Slightly different exhaust note from the Ducati, just to the cylinder configurations. John Oliver in the hunt as well as they head down the 222. We mentioned before, Shannon Dello in the mix. So watch out for them. This one's not going to be decided, the minor placings anyway, until the checkered flag comes out. And I think by the time the checkered flag comes out for these guys, Sloane Frost will probably be in the showers, toweling down. That's the advantage he's got as he comes out onto the sharp-as line haul straight once again. Number 33. Lost none of his speed, lost none of his style, has the man they call Chopper. About to put the riders in front of him a lap down as he works his way through the Robert Holden turn, the trade zone Robert Holden turn, and into the trade zone corner, heading towards the main freight curves once again. He has completely shot this field to pieces. As I said, he's a past New Zealand Superbike champion. He's a past Suzuki Series champion, but this one will mean a lot too. He's developed the Hayabusa to make it a winning machine, and he wins and wins easily. Sloane Frost gets the chocolates here in the QS Boat Builders Formula Sport. He looks round to see where his opposition is. I can tell him that they're a long way behind. In second place, the giant-killing performance from Jeff Kroot, and then it was the 49 of Jason Bardell. Fourth place went to John Oliver. Welcome back to the Cemetery Circuit. It is that time of the day again. It's time for the Shoei Helmet Superbikes, and the man to beat on the 92, and that is Mitch Rees. His dad, Tony Rees, sits on bike number 11. Don't look for the familiar red of Honda. Look for the black of Bintz Motor Racing, Ugly & Co. and Carl Cox Motorsport. That is the colours that Damon Rees used in his action in the British Superbikes, and as a tribute to the late great Damon Rees, the Team Rees decided to go with the black, and it is Tony Rees that leads from the front in second place. It is the 91, and that is the Barrack Sports Bar. total span DS Moto Suzuki GSX 1000R of Richie Dibbin, and then it would be Mitch Rees. So Mitch has got a little bit of work to do. Didn't get the start he was looking for. Behind Mitch Rees it would be Davey Todd on the M1 Motorsport BMW. Right here with Richie Dibbin, currently sitting in second place. It is the veteran, 7 times the Robert Holden Memorial Champion, Tony Rees, past New Zealand champion, and there goes Mitch Rees round the outside as they head over the Bridgestone overbridge. So Mitch Rees up into second place now. It's still Dad Tony in the lead, still Davey Todd in second, fighting with his good mate Richie Dibbin as they head into the Auto Super Shops turn number 1. Mitch swallowing up the ground between he and his father as they work out along the Sharp-As Line Hall Straight. Taupo Key here at Wanganui. Been here since 1951. The configuration of the circuit hasn't changed all that dramatically. It's a point and squirt circuit when you're on a Superbike that's pumping out around about 215 horsepower at the back wheel. And speaking of the back wheel, because Mitch Rees getting very close to the back wheel of Father Tony's Honda as they work through the trade zone turn. This is where he put the move on Richie Dibbin, and this is the move he puts on his father as well. Exact same place as they head towards the Bridgestone overbridge. Mitch Rees, status quo is retained. Mitch Rees in the front, Tony in second. Distant third place. The last time we looked, it was Richie Dibbin on the Suzuki. And I got a feeling it may now be Davey Todd on the Valvoline M1 Motorsport BMW. In fact, Todd's gone back into fourth place. So it is Richie Dibbin, Wanganui's favourite son, in third place. We've just seen him clinch the New Zealand Supermoto Championship for the second successive year. He's got a bit of work to do, though, to catch the flying Mitch Rees. As Team Rees Racing, Honda New Zealand, Rees Motorcycles supporting them, Carl Cox Motorsport in the bench racing colours, Carl Cox Motorsport colours as ridden by the late great Damon Rees, as a tribute to Damo, who was sadly lost in the British off-season and our off-season as well. There is the 91 of Richie Dibbin. You're on board with Dibbin now as he comes down the short chute and into the Sharp-As Line Hall Straight. He's got a fair bit of work to do. Yes, the camera foreshortens the distance, but maybe a third, maybe 2/3 of the Sharp-As Line Hall Straight is the advantage that Team Rees has got at the moment. You're on board here with Dibbin as he works under the Emmett City Box Containers pedestrian bridge, heading towards the Robert Holden Trade Zone Wanganui corner. Negotiates it safely. You can't even see father and son Honda combination in front of them. They're working their way towards the Bridgestone overbridge. Such is the advantage that Team Rees has got. Well, it's been a clean sweep thus far for Mitch Rees. He was the top qualifier. He won race number 1 going away. He got a little bit of a worse start here in race 2, but he's in the front. This is a battle for the minors. The D is Davey Todd from the UK. Right in behind him is Luke Riley on the 68. That's the iTools BMW. And also coming into the battle as well as Reese Lindsay, these days out of Wellington, on the Suzuki. So the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th on your screen at the moment. Slightly different race line for Lindsay as he tries to make up the spot as they head down into the trade zone Robert Holden turn once again. David Todd having a good run on the M1 Motorsport BMW. Moggy and the team working hard to get the little gremlins out of that machine. The high-speed drone struggling to catch up as they work their way through the main freight curves and out onto the Bridgestone overbridge once again. D, Davey Todd. Then we go back to the iTools BMW. All the iTools machines racing in the Suzuki International Series are BMWs, and that is Luke Riley piloting the 68. Right in behind him is Reese Lindsay, making a bit of a comeback to motorcycling on the 54 on the Suzuki GSXR 1000R. Meantime, no change at the front of the field. Still Mitch Rees from Tony Rees from Richie Dibbin. Once again, just letting the Suzuki run a little bit wide to maybe close up the gap between himself and the BMW of Riley was Reese Lindsay. Didn't work for him that time as they come out of the trade zone turn. Now he's got a bit of a run as they work their way toward the Bridgestone overbridge. Can he make the pass this time round? Onto the front straight they will come over the Marshall Motorcycle start-finish line. We go back to the race leader as he continues on his road to victory. On the roads, the streets of Wanganui, 92, Mitch Rees already showboating, waving to the crowd on this, his last lap. Rees in command. He's the defending Suzuki Series champion. He's the defending New Zealand Superbike road racing Superbike champion. In fact, he's going for the three-peat this season. The 92 of Mitch Rees, devastated as all the motorcycling community was by the loss of his young brother, but making up for it here perhaps. The 92 with the victory wheelie. You'll see him tap the front number plate is a tribute to his young brother. Tony Rees, his father, comes across the line in second place, but job well done for Mitchell Rees. Tony Rees is second. In third place it will be Richie Gibbon. But Mitch Rees, the man of the moment, he makes it a clean sweep once again here at the cemetery, with the Robert Holden still to come.
He's got one more race to go after this one, so he better win that Robert Holden. Pretty clean day, eh? Just battling with the old boy.
Yeah, no, terrible start then, so had all the work to do. Bike feels good, obviously made a few good passes there. So pretty stoked on those, that's pretty cool.
Consistent though, you did it to Richie and the old fella.
Yeah, exactly.
So the perfect race card for number 92, Mitch Rees. Perfect racing all day here at Wanganui. Come back for round number 3 here on CRC Motorsport. We'll see you next week.